The Spartans were fresh off a victory over Michigan on Sunday, a game that capped a furious finish to the season and likely locked up a spot in the NCAA Tournament for the Spartans. And for the better part of the first 10 minutes of Thursday's matchup with Maryland in the Big Ten Tournament, it looked like the Spartans were going to continue riding that momentum. That optimism didn't last, though, as a quick start from Michigan State evaporated in a flurry of missed shots, fouls and frustration. The Spartans' early 12-point lead disappeared as Maryland outscored Michigan State 23-7 to close the first half, then continued to pour it on in the second, cruising to a 68-57 victory to advance to take on top-seeded Michigan Friday in the tournament quarterfinals. Box score, Maryland 68, Michigan State 57. I don't know, Aaron Henry said, shaking his head when asked what went wrong for the Spartans. We missed a lot of shots and I was trying to drive. I had 6 turnovers, some I felt I was fouled on, but they didn't call them. We just missed a lot of shots. It summed up the collapse for the Spartans, who built an early lead then closed the first half 1 for 9 and opened the second 2 for 17. At one point, they went nearly 12 minutes without a field goal. Add in the fact they were called for 24 fouls, 13 in the first half, and turned it over 18 times, leading to 27 points for the Terrapins, and it explained the frustration. It was frustration that boiled over as coach Tom Izzo was called for a technical foul late in the first half as Maryland, 16-12, was on a 16-3 run to grab the lead. I solely pray that every alum out there looks at this game and doesn't say one thing to a player and just blames me, Izzo said. I let the officiating get to me in the first half. In 26 years in this job, that should never happen. That's totally my fault. Not for the technical, just the entire situation. I did a poor job and a coach has got to be able to admit when he did, just like I'd be able to tell you when I think a player did. The box score spelled out Michigan State's woes on the offensive end, as the Spartans finished 4 for 16 from three-point range and made only 9 of 18 free throw attempts. Henry scored 12 but was 5 for 12 shooting and turned the ball over 6 times. Joshua Langford was 1 for 8 shooting and Rocket Watts made only 1 shots. The lone bright spot for Michigan State was Malik Hall, who scored a career-high 19 but was the first player to get in foul trouble and sat as Maryland clawed back into the game in the final 10 minutes of the second half. I don't want to put a guy back in there with 2 fouls because if he gets third, I'm in trouble, Izzo said. So again, something that we can critique me on and say play him with 2. But that hurt us a lot, especially in that stretch. He did do a hell of a job. He put the ball on the floor better, he hit a couple of 3. Malik's a good player.